At the 2025 Canmore Folk Festival, we were lucky enough to have three generations of Australians with otherworldly guitar skills on the lineup. Steph Strings, Kim Churchill, and Lloyd Spiegel are Aussie music legends who love touring Canada. There's something about these two countries that attracts us to each other. One is known for sun, beaches, surfing, kangaroos, koalas, and stingrays, while the other is known for snow, mountains, skiing, deer, bears, and orcas. So why is there this undeniable connection?
I think it's the connection to nature and the connection that people have to nature. I think that Australians and Canadians, we have this kind of it's similar but different, you know. It's just so much beautiful nature and everything's outdoors. I mean, you look at where we are, and for me, that's just living in a camper van. That's the ultimate. Like coming here, being able to hang out with people and go and visit them on their properties and camp out in the van and campgrounds and meet people and play festivals like this. Like it's like a drug. It feels so incredible, and I just can't get enough of coming here every year.
I've said this before, I think in my past life I was Canadian. As soon as I arrived here, I was like, okay, I feel something here. I feel like I know this place very well.
So I started coming to Canada almost against my will. To be honest, I was 40 years old and I was kind of happy to be doing the thing I was doing, but my management said, you've got to come over here. There's something special about this place. And as a blues musician and a storyteller and an acoustic musician, those three things seem to connect with Canada really well. You know, storytelling is an important part of the culture here of music and live performance. Acoustic music, well, this country actually buys more acoustic guitars than any country in the entire world. And obviously bordering the US, the understanding of blues music here is foundationally complete. So I showed up and found like these are my people immediately.
Our countries may be on the opposite sides of the planet, but anybody who has spent time in the Canadian Rockies understands there's a love the Aussies have for this place. Sometimes it feels like half of our seasonal population is Australian. So what's it about this place that makes our friends from down under keep coming back to tour here as much as they can?
Well, probably like the most impressive part of Canada. I think the Rockies and Vancouver Island are like my two favorite areas of Canada. And it just makes you, I don't know, I feel very humbled. Like I see the mountains and I'm like, oh, this is life. Everything going in my life is so small. It just makes me grateful every time I come here. So yeah, I just love it.
Coming out to the Rockies, I've been here 3 or 4 times now to the general area. And I mean, I'm going to get up in the morning and go and get a coffee no matter where I am on the planet. And I'm either going to do that at the Wagga Wagga truck stop on the Olympic Freeway in New South Wales, or I'm going to do it somewhere here in the glorious Rocky Mountains. I mean, really, you wouldn't be dead for quids.
It gets light at like 4:30 and it gets dark at like 10:30. So we've had time to do I love how there's so much daylight that you have time to go hiking, go for a swim, sleep in, you know, stay up late and have drinks. Like you just have time for everything. Drive 4 or 5 hours to the next gig. Like there's literally daylight for so long. There's these beautiful long sunrises and these like beautiful long sunsets. That and swimming in rivers every day would be my peak Canadian summer experiences.
Canmore Folk Festival is a celebration of music, art, and the beauty of the Rocky Mountains that resonates with the Aussies, whether the performers or the fans.
Well, I like to describe Canada as like the mountains are the equivalent of our ocean. It just has so much to offer, so much to do, so different but the same. People are amazing. Yeah, I don't know, we love it here. Music-wise, I don't know, we've been getting around the folk music, I feel. We obviously went to Stampede, which was lots of fun, and then Keen for today.
Yeah, exactly right. And then, like, if you just take a look over there, you've got the mountains in the background, slow pan. We want the slow pan. What more can you ask for? And then slow pan back to Kim for it.
Christmas. Just, I guess, living in the Rockies, you know, you don't really get this at home. We don't have mountains like this, so...
We have some events sort of similar, but the views are not the same.
Like, cherish it a lot. Obviously, we don't have this at home, so it's pretty special to look out your window and see the Rockies, so...
Yeah.
I guess just the small town vibe as well. Like everyone seems to know everyone. You can't really go anywhere without bumping into someone you know. So
Which is good.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Something I really love about Canadian festivals is that I don't know half the artists. So I'll make a beeline to those stages to hear some incredible things. I saw Al Simmons yesterday, who made me roar laughing. We took the bus in with him, so we went to see the show, and I just thought it was absolutely unbelievable. You've got this amazing ability here to mix genres in a true folk sense. Whereas it's not just people strumming guitars. It's there's so many different things going on. We were at a folk festival last week, and here we are, this kind of blues rock act going on before a klezmer band. That kind of stuff doesn't happen in Australia, and I don't think it really happens anywhere else in the world. So I just love wandering from stage to stage, being shocked.
With these amazing guitarists and others such as John Butler, Tash Sultana, and Ziggy Alberts having such a unique playing style that has helped gain international recognition as some of the world's best guitarists, how has this Aussie guitar style developed over the years?
So I grew up in the local Melbourne blues scene, and there were people like Jeff Atchison, Dutch Tilders, who are not known here, but in Australia they're iconic blues masters who really developed that Australian sound. A lot of it is based, like Kim said, on having to perform in these rooms as young musicians, where you had to get over the pool being played and the television playing the football, and so the stomp box became really important, and an aggressive playing style that covered all bases. Your bass and your treble and had your finger picking style to impress people and get them to pay attention. It was actually really essential.
Well, I think there's a tradition and a legacy, and honestly, I'm looking at the guy that I pinched most of my best tricks from are Lloyd's. They're literally Lloyd's, and there were quite a few guitarists when I was a teenager that I got to watch, and I was so inspired by, and to see them play, to be in venues watching them play. It has a real effect, and so the next generation just see all these guitar players and feel the passion and feel the creative flow of it and want to get involved.
Yeah, I've had so many inspirations. Some other ones would be Ziggy Alberts and Tash Sultana as well. Yeah, literally all of my inspirations have been mainly Australian, but I've kind of grabbed all of my favorite parts of the artists that I adore, like Kim, like Lloyd, like John, and I've just kind of funneled it all into what is my sound, what feels true to me. And obviously, I have this one song that's my kind of my love song to John Butler.
And Lloyd made a great point earlier that in Australia, people in pubs especially are really chatty, and you have to do fantastic things to stop them from talking. So I think we all get every trick we can just to beat the audience into an attentive submission.
And my style really, and I'm really honoured when people like Kim say I'm an influence on them. That's having a link in the chain of the evolution of the instrument is so important, if not the most important thing about what we do. Having a link that would go all the way back to Robert Johnson would be amazing, And if I'm ever part of that, even in my little part of the world in Australia, that would be incredible.
Definitely, I feel like the older I get, the more I'm kind of finding my own little path, and hopefully one day I'll inspire the younger generation and they'll say they're inspired by Steph Strings. Maybe, I don't know.
But it's not just the big touring musicians who come here and play shows. Young artists on working holiday visas have found a home in the Rocky Mountain music scene, from club DJs to acoustic guitarists, including the talented Carly Mackerras, who recently finished her 2-year work visa and was a staple in the music community during her time here. What's her advice for other musicians thinking of coming to Canada?
But honestly, when you come here, I had no idea what the music scene would be like. I didn't even know if I could solo gig. And if you're coming here, you just go to those open mic nights. Let people see you. Go to the Same Sun, go to the Beaver Barn, let the bar staff see you, go to Tommy's, let Gary see you. And there's so many people here willing to help as soon as they hear you. And, you've got some potential.
One of our housemates actually found his new DJing career here, which is actually pretty special, and he's played at Rose and Crown Banff, which is pretty exciting.
Which DJ is that?
His name is Berger. And he's going to be moving around. We're going to try and get him some gigs around town.
Whether it's a friend playing guitar or DJing at a local pub, or a big name act touring throughout a festival, there's an appetite for more Australian music across Western Canada, and we want to see all the talented musicians come through.
Big names like
Coming you.
Ocean Alley. Want to call out Ocean Alley?
Yeah, Ocean.
Maybe Matt Corby. Get something like that. They'd probably suit this vibe. Yeah, a bit of Vance Joy.
I don't know who else.
Say it louder.
Vance Joy.
Stick your fingers. They're not really together.
There you go.
Tom
Yeah.
Hanks.
The love for live music is strong within the Australians, just as it is Canadians. It's one of the many things that gravitates us from across the world to travel to each other's countries and brings us together. But what do these particular artists love most about playing live music?
The thing I love most about performing live music is the humanity. It's the shared humanity. It's the opportunity to perform something that you wrote and something that came from a part of you that was essentially and uniquely you, and the opportunity for everybody else to hear that and connect with that in terms of the song, in terms of the lyrics, in terms of the energy and your performance and your delivery, and feel your humanity and feel what you have to say and feel and offer and get something out of it for themselves. Like, that is just the coolest process to me.
I love performing live music because I get into a flow state, and I don't surf, but I picture that it would be similar to surfing and also feel like your 30th party or your 21st at the same time, because it's the flow state and the fun and the dancing and the partying. And that's how I feel on stage every time I play. It's a party and it's flow state. So that's why I love it. I just switch off, but also switch on at the same time.
I think it's actually kind of an obligation if you have this thing in you. You know, the connection with people is so profound when you get to bring live music to people. I can't imagine not sharing that. And that's what music is about. It is about sharing. Everyone deserves the opportunity to make music. And if you are gifted enough or have been given the gift to make music, it's essential that you perform it for people and share it, because you can't just keep it to yourself. That would be kind of selfish, because it doesn't actually belong to you. So for me, you know, as most traveling musicians will tell you, it's a passport that is accepted worldwide, a currency that is taken everywhere, and you get to see the planet and make people smile. And when you leave this place, you just, you know, you want to know you've given it a good nudge and mostly done good. I always figure we're in social work, right? We're essentially social workers. There's no delusion of grandeur here. I'm not changing the world with my guitar. This is a group of people who I don't know, and they don't know me so much, but I get an opportunity to give them something for an hour that makes them feel good. I don't know what's going on in their life, but hopefully I can make them smile and do a bit of social work. That's really what I feel like it is.
I just love to sing. It's so simple. I just love to sing, and I just sing all the time at home. And if I finished a 3-hour gig, or I've got a double like today and it's pretty much a 5-hour gig, I'll be packing up singing. Like, I just don't really get sick of it. I just love to sing. And playing guitar now and like being able to support myself rather than having to rely on someone has just been like such a satisfying thing to me. Like, I really did achieve that goal, which is nice. And there's a lot of other things to work on now, but I just love to sing. There's not really anything too deep behind it. And, you know, like, people are always enjoying it, and that's obviously great as well. You know, get some claps, and yeah, I just love it. Yeah.
Whenever you wonderful Aussie musicians want to come play great music for us, we'll definitely be there to give you claps. Because in Canada, we love and celebrate the arts, and welcome any amazing artist, even from across the world, who wants to come perform and enjoy it with us.
What I really love is the amount of places I've played here that are this proof that Canada loves the arts, because they found a space, and it's just a space. And what should we do with that space? It's an old church, it's an old theatre, it's an old town hall, it's a shoe closet. What should we do? We should turn it into art somehow. Make art important here. And there's a place called Snow Road Station. It's a tiny little village in Ontario. My very first trip over here, I was booked to go out there, and I thought I was going to get murdered. I was driving further into the wilderness, and I thought, this is surely where they kill me, because they came and picked me up and drove me out there. And then we arrived, and I went to the local hall, and the key to the front door was just hanging by a string, and everyone just knew where it was, so that everyone could come in and use the bathrooms and use the facilities wherever they want. So we wandered in and set the PA up, and then we waited for the people to arrive, and it was my introduction to Canada, because I kind of went out the front and waited for the people to arrive, and then turned around and realized the venue was full because everyone had canoed in. And I've got this, I've got a whole list in my phone of sentences I'll never hear again for the rest of my life, and most of them come from Canada. There's many I can't say on here. But that night I turned around and somebody was there. And I think, how'd they get here? They'd obviously canoed up the river, and I'm looking out onto the road expecting all these cars to pull up. And I turned around and she had this big cheese plate. And she said, I canoed here with a cheese board, which is one of those beautiful sentences that I thought, yeah, I'm not in Kansas anymore.
Thank you to these amazing people and Australian blues guitar legends for joining us at Canmore Folk Festival this past summer. And to all the friends we've had come through on their work visas who made the Rockies their temporary home. We can't wait to see you all come back again and beat us into an attentive submission with your latest extraordinary tricks.